Hey everybody, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media, MOBO-Media. Hey, back at you again with another nugget. Hey, today I thought I'd talk about money, the subject of money, and how it's important to not allow money to rule you or to, there's certain things you shouldn't put money above, man. One of the things, and a lot of this really is for a lot of young folks too. I really want the young folks to catch on a lot of this. So, money isn't everything, man. Money isn't everything. Obviously, you need money to survive. You need money to pay bills. You need money to eat, pay rent. I get that. I get it. But don't make money the goal of anything you're trying to do in your life, particularly when it comes to, career type things. And I'm not talking about a goal of, raising money to pay your rent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about goals like you want to rise to the top in a career, or, even, be high ranking. Like I was military, a lot of folks only look at the money aspect of it, but some of the military folks, they didn't care about the money aspect, and some of them made rank just because they were good. That wasn't, money wasn't the goal, but it is the goal for some people, and I get that. That's okay. But I really want people to understand that money oftentimes is, y'all know what I'm talking about. They say money is the root of all evil, man. Come on, man. Money is the root of all evil, and that is true. I've seen it from so many different perspectives. I've been around the world, 75 countries, man. I've been to everything from rich countries to poor countries where people are living and sleeping in cemeteries, man. So I've seen it, man. I've seen some of the worst poverty you can imagine. And at the same time, I've seen some of the most elegant and high-end fashion hotel, blah, 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 whatever, you know what I'm saying? But all that really didn't mean anything to me. I just always wanted to be and do the best that I can at who I was, whatever it was. I never, no one could ever dangle a dollar in front of me and think I'll run faster. That's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to run faster because if it's because of other motivating factors. You know what I'm saying? Not just for the money. But just I hate it, man, that some people, particularly on social media, you have people with all the stacks of money and all the people want to show all their things on social media to get that. And I get that. And that's everybody's right, man. That's everybody's right. It's just something I just I can't really get down like that, man. I mean, I drive two high-end cars, basically because of the safety of the vehicles and kind of where I am and kind of the things I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And so live in a very high-end neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? It's been a very high-end home, I'm not put too much of that out there, but yeah. So I'm doing it, you know what I'm saying? It's not for sure. It's not for sure. But at the same time, I could give a damn about any of this stuff. I could care less. Because that was never my intent. It just happened to stick to me like glue as I was walking down the road towards something else, something bigger than money. Money just happened to stick to me like glue, man. And, I'm not saying I'm a rich man or anything like that. That's not what I'm going with it. What I'm saying is that, by the grace of God and through my own efforts and diligence, I've been able to attain just about anything I want in life, man, and I'm still able to do that. And I'll always continue to do that because money doesn't drive me. You know what I'm saying? So money does not drive me. It does not drive me. And for the folks out there who are flashing money, on social media and, they got people think they're doing it, this, that, blah, blah, blah. You'd be surprised of how many folks have no clue of financial literacy. They have an understanding. And I'm going to be honest with you. It was something I wasn't taught financial literacy in school. I wasn't taught that. We wasn't taught how to balance checkbooks and all that type of stuff, man. We wasn't, nah. The only thing you got was a class on economics, and it was the most basic ass economic class you could think of, man. I mean, the stuff they taught us in school, you could probably open up the section of the Wall Street Journal and pick it up within 15 minutes. But they stretched it out over a semester and called it teaching us finances. It's BS is what it was. But money has never driven me. I tell my even my own family members, the young ones, I said, don't ever let money, don't put money in front of, be careful of the value you place on money. Because at the end of the day, it ain't worth a damn. It ain't worth nothing. It's only a means to share goods. Money is just it's the means to barter, and and for those that don't know bartering, I'm talking about, you give me this and I give you that. It's just this swapping of things like that, man. Y'all agree to things, but hell, that's the only reason money exists, man. And the other reason it exists is people use it as a tool. Obviously some rich, especially the rich assholes, use it as a tool to kind of control folks, and they get on these power trips. But I tell people all day long, you don't need a lot of money to have power. You don't need a lot of money to have power. All you got to do is just have a faith in yourself, faith in God, and you got to have a desire to be better at the end of the day, and have a desire to be better. And so, like I say, money is not everything. I'm not trying to get on here and say, you got to have money, and I'm not trying to say that just go and you can live without money. I guess is what I'm trying to say. You need money to live. I get that. It's just be careful on the value you place on money, And I give you an example. I worked at the state veterans program. It was veteran cemeteries for about 8 years, man. State director over there, man. And so oftentimes when you have somebody dying, pass away over there, things come across my desk where I got to make decisions on whether the person can be buried and whether they're eligible, and who has rights to this, that, and the other. Man, you'd be surprised at the people that fight over money after someone passes away. It is disgusting. And I've worked in state veterans homes. They're basically nursing homes for veterans that we have quite a few around the state. And I've seen even in these nursing homes, and it wasn't the nursing home's fault, so nothing against the operators of the home or the state agency that oversees the home, but there are some things that go on in those homes, man. I know the staff it eats them up, man. Especially when sometimes staff sees someone put a loved one there, place a loved one there, and they never check on them again and never see them again. But they make sure that they have access to the monies, because the older person, oftentimes they'll sign over rights and responsibility to the individual. It's sad, man. It's sad. And, the staff in some of these homes, they can't do anything because it's a private matter, man. But in that instance, if someone is using money in an ill way, and I don't condone any of that, man. Don't ever, how you going to put money over your family member, man? They're already in a nursing home, and you're going to make it even worse by just sucking the blood out of them. Come on, man. Yeah, but for the folks out there, young folks out there, don't be the best that you can. Be the best that you can. Do the best that you do. Hang around the right people. Learn, read. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what's going around you, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got to put forth some effort, get some skill sets behind you, learn some things. But I'm telling you, man, right now, there's nothing like being in a position of confidence and knowing that I don't give a damn if I'm broke or rich. I'm still the same person with the same confidence and the same outlook, the same perspective. And so, and I don't bite my tongue on that, man, or my lip. But yeah, it's a shame how money changes some people. I've seen it for myself, and I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. To each his own. For me, displaying things online, things like that, my house, my jewelry, my cars, blah, 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 blah. For me, that's a slap in the face to those from the community that I came from, because a lot of those folks, they don't have those opportunities, or they didn't, and it was an opportunity for me. It was an opportunity, a door open, you know what I'm saying? I just, by the grace of God, I had a father who guided me in the right direction and said, hey, look, here's an option for you after high school, man. And I took it and grabbed it. So it was an opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And we in my community, the black communities, we don't get a lot of those. And so I took it and grabbed it by the horns and ran with it. Like I said, it's by the grace of God that a man was put into my life to show me that I had that option. Everybody doesn't have that, and that's totally understandable. But like I said, money is never a good reason to be disrespectful, or to kind of show people that they're less than because they don't have, which makes no sense. That makes no sense. And so, like I said, I don't do the letting everybody know all my business and putting it online, things like that, because it's just like slapping folks in the face who can't do these type of things. If anything, what I try to do, rather than do things like that, I show them experiences that they may never have the opportunity to have, such as I share some of my travel experiences, share some videos and photos and things like that. Show them different places around the world. And that's not about money. That's just about geography. You know what I'm saying? And people love it. You know, some people will never have the opportunity to go to Africa or Europe or Asia and Philippines and, Dubai, Greece. Some people will never have the opportunity to do that. And so I feel blessed and good that I have the opportunity to be able to share that with folks. I don't look at it as, oh, look at me and look at what I'm doing. Look at what I can do. I'm balling. I'm doing this. No. You will never get that out of me. What you get out of me is the first question I ask is, where's the homeless population here in the city? I want to know where the homeless population is. Because typically where the homeless population is obviously that's a place where, you got a lot of resources trying to, get those people on their feet. And that's what I'm interested in. I ain't interested in trying to show off and tell people, hey, I got this, got that. Man, that's a dead end road, man. That's a dead end road. If you got it, you don't talk about it. You feel me? And that's real. If you got it, you don't talk about it. If you're doing it, do it. Real talk. If you're doing it, do it. Hell, Nike said, just do it. Just do it. Stop all the talking and the chat and showing and all this other kind of stuff, man. Because what you're doing is you also misguiding our young folks, man. You're making our young folks think that, oh, that's the way to go. Money. And now they want that money fast. And now you got these kids out here making these rash and just bad decisions based on the perceptions you put out there to the kids. A perception you know damn well would mislead them and make them think that, the world is it's an easy place to go out and make money in this world. It ain't easy like that, man. It ain't easy like that. And I know a lot of young kids, into the rap scene. Hell, I love rap. I was raised on Scarface, the whole Houston scene. And, but I tell you this, it's a very small percentage of those folks that make it big. And that's a reality, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to be a superstar rapper. And hats off to those that try. But just understand, man, don't be afraid to look at other options out there. Because from what I see, what they're following is the money, maybe the fame, you know what I'm saying? I think more so the fame, because a lot of these young folks don't even know what to do with the money. Again, I go back to financial literacy. They have no idea what to do with that money. I laugh sometimes when I see these young folks y'all know what I'm talking about. They got the stacks of money and balling and don't know anything about a balance sheet. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about, a budget, different things like that, man. Just the basic stuff, man. And no one's really, I don't want to say no one is teaching them or showing them. The world is so different today. I don't want to say no one is teaching them and showing them. But any adult out there that's out there promoting themselves as doing something that they really ain't doing and misleading these kids, shame on you, big time. Shame on you. I want to uplift spirits. I don't want to step on people and make them, feel less than like that, man. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. But again, that's me. That makes me my own person. And so to each his own. But money is not everything. Right now, there's a lot going on with the economy. I do understand that there's a lot. And I'm not here to say, money's not worth anything to the people who don't have money. And so it doesn't impact me because I'm not in that position. That's not what I'm trying to say. I feel for the people out there that are having these issues. I help as much as I can. I really do. I give, man. I give time and money. And, I don't have a problem with that because the money don't mean shit to me. Excuse my French, but it don't mean shit to me. Not at all. Not at all. As fast as I give it away, I can make it because the intent is real. The intent behind it is real. When I give money away for folks, it's really to help them. It ain't to show them I got it, I'm doing this. It's really to help them. Oftentimes I do it privately, very privately. And I understand why. When I was growing up, I used to wonder why people make donations privately, especially some of the actors, actresses, some stars and people, big donors. They never wanted their names put out there. And I'll give you one example, Prince. When Prince died, people were shocked at the money this dude gave people, man. Specifically for the city of Minneapolis, man. It was amazing, man. He gave money to schools and bought music gear, all type of stuff, man. People didn't even know it. And he made one of the stipulations was if he gave them the money, they could not tell anyone where it came from. That's coming from the heart. That's coming from the heart. There's been a lot of other folks that have given money and things throughout the years. A lot of actors, actresses, and people in the know and people in the have. You know what I'm saying? But I have a lot of respect for those people that do it for the right reason, man, and not to promote themselves as being above others. With that, this is Eric Brown. Enough of me chattering about money, man. And like I said, I just, yeah, times are tough right now. The economy is crazy right now. I'm not going to get into that because it leads me into the political aspects of it. And I don't want to go there, man. I don't want to go there. But times are hard right now, very hard right now. And I talk to people all the time about, man, times are hard. I remind folks, man, times are really hard out there. And so, and I say that because I'm a people person. I got background in psychology, and so I tend to look beyond the person. So if I'm in a supermarket or something and the lady at the cash register, she has a bad attitude, I'm the type of person that I'll think, you know what? I don't know what happened to this lady before she clocked in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened to her last night. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So, but you do know that there's a lot of struggle out there. Specifically, you don't know where all the struggle is probably, but there's struggle out there, man. There's struggle. So I pray for those out there that are trying to, make their way. I'll continue to give to the best of my ability, And for me, I don't care if you know or not. For me, it's just to be able to put you in a position to have something to lift you, even just a little bit, My grandmother used to say something. There was a saying she would always say to my auntie would always tell me about. Growing up, I would always hear that. They would say, my grandmother was known for feeding people in the community. She'd feed anybody. I don't care who you were. If you were hungry, she was going to feed you. And a lot of times back in the old days, people would go knock on doors, man, to get food. Times were just hard back then. My granny never said no. And she used to always tell my aunties, her daughters and sons, that she said, you never turn someone knocking at the door for food. You never turn someone down like that. She said, you never know, because that person could be Jesus. Hey, this is Eric Brown, MOBO-Media. Never put money above things that are truly valuable in life. Y'all take care, and please subscribe. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, Eric Brown, MOBO-Media. Hey, back at you again with another nugget.